Hi everyone, welcome to the Triple A show. It's normally with myself, Amma, and Abik, but Abik can't be here, so it's just me and Amma this week. Yes, bro, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I hope you're keeping well. I hope everyone watching is keeping well too.
Yeah, I'm good. What's the situation with you guys now? You found the owner yet?
Yeah, it's different. It's a tricky one actually, because we have found potential owners who have got past the stages to become owner. But there's a certain owner which no one wants in the club because the way they run their teams in America, the comments they've made. I think any new owner we want at Chelsea, we want someone that is open-minded and that doesn't have any discriminatory views to any race or religion or culture or anything. We want someone that's all inclusive to everyone. Chelsea's a worldwide fan base. We have all different religions, backgrounds, countries. We love everyone at Chelsea, so we don't want anyone that's going to be against any type of person in any way. So I hope that any owner we get is someone that will have that mindset, to love and appreciate every Chelsea fan and not just as football, just in the world, to appreciate everyone for who they are. And so I hope that we find the correct owner. But yeah, recently the Ricketts have been in there, and I don't want them. And I think most Chelsea fans don't want the Ricketts in because of their history. So I'm hoping that we get someone that is a good owner, and shares the views that Chelsea have as a club.
Okay, so looking now at some of the draws you've been involved in recently. So start with the FA Cup draw. You guys avoided Liverpool and Man City. You got Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace have been playing well though, so I don't think it's going to be an easy one, but it's definitely easier than playing either Liverpool or Man City. So you must be happy with that draw.
Yeah, I mean, look, you would want that draw out of the other two. The other two teams are high flying. We talked about them in the last video. Absolutely relentless, Man City and Liverpool. So I'm glad to have Crystal Palace, but I won't take them lightly. It's just still a very tough game. It's at Wembley. It's a semi-final. Both fans will be in the masses in the stadium. So I just hope that we put on a strong performance. Don't take them lightly, and I hope we can get the win. My only worry is that if you look at it in history, we sometimes unfortunately we actually struggle with the harder teams, easier teams in these semi-final or especially finals. So I'm just hoping that our players don't get complacent in the semi-final, and that we get the job done. Because if you look at it, if you look at our final history recently, it seems like when we're not the favourites, we seem to win, but when we're the favourites, we seem to lose, which makes you think that our players have this very have the siege mentality which you need when you have a team that's has better quality or better players or a better coach than you. However, when it's a team that has less quality than you, less quality of players and everything, then you struggle because you get complacent. Maybe you roll up on the day and you think we're just going to win, or maybe you can't break the team down. Palace will be sitting back. They'll be in their defensive shape. So we just got to make sure we can break them down, and hopefully we can have a strong performance on and get to the final. And hopefully, third time lucky, win the final. We lost the last two FA Cup finals, so I'm hoping we can win the final if we beat Palace, which I'm hoping we do.
Okay, I mean, looking at the Champions League draw, you guys got Real Madrid. Your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I mean, it's not the most favourable draw, but it's not the most difficult draw. So I'm not going to complain. Look, it's the quarterfinals of the Champions League. You can't pick and choose who you get. You have to take what you're given. And Real Madrid is not the best team, one of the best teams in the world right now. I think they're struggling a little bit. I mean, they're top of La Liga, and they're probably going to win the La Liga. But when you saw them in El Clasico without Karim Benzema, you saw a very different look to Real Madrid. That could just be a one-off. And let's not forget, Barca played very well. And I'm confident. We beat them in the semi-finals last year to go on and win the trophy, if I'm sure you remember that. So, yeah, confident, very confident. And, like I said in previous videos, with Chelsea in these cup competitions, we somehow pull it through. Not always. We're not going to win every game, but we have this grit and determination to get us through these type of games. So first leg's at the Bridge, second leg's at the Santiago Bernabeu. So hoping we can put in a strong performance in the first leg, and then get the job done away from home at the Bernabeu.
Okay, and then we've done the draw for the semi-finals where one second. The boys are making noise. Like 3, 2, 1. Yeah, okay. And so they do the draw for the semi-final when they do the quarter-final draw. So it's worked out that if you win your game and Man City win their game, you guys would play each other in the semi-final, which would be a repeat of last year's final. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, look, we beat them last season. I think we deserve to beat them in the final. Obviously, semi-final 2 legs is very different. A lot more, I'd say, a lot more tactically difficult. You have 180 minutes of football, so you have to be focused. Be resilient and stay strong in that time. But it just depends. Maybe if we get the home first second, that's a big advantage potentially. But I'm not going to look past, Real Madrid. They've won it 13 times. I mean, they're the kings of Europe. In terms of overall, we're the kings of Europe now, but overall, they are the kings of Europe. They've been amazing in history in the Champions League. So I'm not going to look past them too quickly. If we get to the semi-finals, let's see who we get. But like I mentioned previously, Atletico Madrid won't be easy for Man City and Guardiola. The tactics of Diego Simeone, like I said before, I love him. The way he manages his team, the way he pumps up the crowd, the way he makes his team work very hard. Players like Griezmann, João Felix, not easy. They're world-class quality players, but you work hard for Simeone. And even Kieran Trippier talked about it. He said that in a podcast he was on. He said that, no matter who you are, if you're not working for Simeone, you're on the bench, you're not playing. He'll take you off after 20 minutes if need be. So on them lines, he did talk about Simeone like that. So very exciting. The other quarterfinal with Man City and Atletico Madrid. Let's see who wins that. But most likely it should be, Man City. But yeah, I'm not even thinking about the quarterfinals, the semis. I'm thinking about quarterfinals. Let's beat Madrid and let's see where we go from there. That's how I'm thinking it and seeing it right now.
Okay, so looking at the Premier League, you guys are still in that position where you're not really challenging to win the title, but you're not quite comfortably in the top 4 yet either. So I'm sure you want to get that out of the way as soon as possible because then you can concentrate more on the cup competitions, rest players in league matches. So the next few games are going to be important for you to do that. You would say you should get the top 4, but as I said, you're not quite clear yet. So next game for you guys is Brentford at home. Thoughts on that one?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting after the international break. You have international break, players, they lose rhythm. The momentum of the team, gets lost a little bit because obviously everyone's gone away all over the world and played their football for their countries. So it's going to be interesting to see how we play. We're at home at the Bridge, 3 p.m. kickoff. So yeah, let's see what happens. I think we should win the game, but again, I can see us, winning maybe 1-0 again, or maybe a 2-0. Don't think it will be a thrashing. I don't think it'll be like that. I think Brentford are going to come. They're going to, be in their defensive shape, stay resilient for as long as they can. But I think if our players, keep that same form we had before international break, then I'm sure we can win the game. So I'm confident, and I probably predict 2-0, 2-0 Chelsea.
Yeah, I think you'll win that one. Brentford don't seem to play so well away. They're a lot stronger at home. They gave you a really good game, I remember, when you played them at their ground.
They dominated us. They dominated us at their ground. Yeah, very unlucky. The second half, yeah, we held on like a League Two team. Honestly, they just kept peppering us again and again with attacks, and we somehow managed to just, Edouard Mendy made some world-class saves that game. I think they hit the post and a crossbar as well. So yeah, a very fortunate 1-0 win from a Chilwell volley. But yeah, I'm hoping it's a lot more comfortable this time around at the Bridge.
Okay. So yeah, I think that one will be 2-0 to you guys. I mean, let's talk about my team now. So top 4 battle. We know it's really intense. There's quite a few teams involved. You'd say 4 teams. West Ham are still there. There's Man United, there's Tottenham, there's ourselves. Big games coming up this weekend. We're playing last. So hoping some of the other teams can do us a favour. But if they all win, then that's going to put a lot of pressure on us for our game on Monday night against Crystal Palace. And we know, as I was saying earlier, Crystal Palace, we're talking about them playing you lot in the semi-final. They've been on a really good run, They're doing well under Patrick Vieira. we've seen that they've done really well against Man City this season. They beat Man City at Etihad and got a 0-0 draw recently with them at their ground. So it's not going to be easy playing them at Selhurst Park. They also beat Everton 4-0 in the FA Cup. So, they're playing really well. And it's a game a little bit worried about. But hopefully, the form we're in really good form ourselves. We've been winning games consistently this season, beating the teams we should be beating. And we're actually on a run now where only Man City and Liverpool are equal to the run we've been on in our last 15 games. So I'm confident that we'll get the 3 points. What's your thoughts on that, Gun?
Yeah, so like I said before, I think that Arsenal are getting this this resilience and this grit, which is very important to fight for anything in football, especially in a top four battle, which is not easy. Tottenham have quite an easy run in supposedly, but no game in the Premier League is easy. Let's not get anything twisted. I think you guys have the resilience. I think 2-3 years ago, this game on Monday, I think maybe you draw. Maybe you dominate possession, you don't quite score a goal, and then they score, and then it's all havoc. But now you guys have got a lot more control. So I think you guys are going to win the game. I think it's going to be a gritty game. It's going to be very end to end, should I say? But they're going to have good chances. I think you guys will have good chances, but I think you guys will take your chances. I think you're going to win. So I think you guys are going to win 1-0 against Palace. You're just going to score that goal and then keep it tight and finish the game. And then maybe have some red flares at the away end or something. But let's see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, let's hope so. I think it'll be 2-1. Like I said, I think it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a bit nervous.
I agree.
And just
now Monday night as well.
Now it just doesn't matter.
Monday night as well.
This point in the season, it's just about getting the 3 points. So a scrappy 1-0, 2-1, whatever. Hopefully we can play really well and dominate the game and have a comfortable win. But I think it's going to be a tricky one. And I'm going for 2-1. I mean, looking at some of our top four rivals. So Tottenham are playing against Newcastle. Thoughts on that one?
Yeah, so the corresponding fixture last season was one of the biggest robberies I've seen in my entire life. Tottenham dominated the game, and Newcastle got a very, very dodgy penalty from a handball, which apparently Dyer did, but it wasn't a handball. I mean, he was facing completely away from the ball, and it wasn't a handball. And it was given, I think, in the 96th minute. I think Newcastle scored to make it 1-1 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So I think Tottenham want to get revenge after that result, after that robbery, you could call it. Obviously, me and you would hope not. I mean, for me, it doesn't make a difference, but seeing Tottenham lose is always fun. But yeah, it was interesting to see what happens. I think Tottenham are going to win. Tottenham again are looking. The thing is with them, they're so hit and miss. But at the same time, I think most teams are like that. Apart from Man City and Liverpool, they're a different level. We don't even talk about them when it comes to this. This being hit and miss. I mean, Man City aren't relentless right now, but they'll get back to it. Let's not get things twisted. I think Tottenham are going to win. I think Tottenham are going to win 3-1. I think Harry Kane masterclass once again, showing the world why he's world class. And in my opinion, he's always been world class. He's had bad spells, but every footballer has bad spells. So I think 3-1 Tottenham. I think they'll win. And this they're at home, so they'll be confident, and they want to get that top four.
Yeah, I think Newcastle have been playing better recently since January, especially when they got the new players in. But Tottenham being at home, and their last couple of games have been playing better, and they know it's really important. They need to get that win, so I think they'll win that 1-2-0. And then Man United are playing against Leicester.
Yeah, I just wanted to say quickly on the Newcastle thing. I should have mentioned that. And Newcastle have been very good, with the new signings. Eddie Howe is doing amazing work, to get the wins they're getting. And they would be very unlucky against us in the 88th minute. Havertz to score right at the end is obviously just unlucky. They played well, and then to lose in the 97th minute to Alex Iwobi's goal is also very, very unlucky. So they've been unlucky in their past away games. So it'll be interesting to see what happens at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But yeah, like I said, I think Tottenham will win. Leicester is going to be interesting because United. Just like Tottenham, very hit and miss. Leicester have been poor this season. I got to say, Leicester, I don't know where they are right now. I mean, I don't know what it is with them, but they're last year, the year before last year, they're looking good for top four, and they somehow managed to bottle it. So you don't know what you're going to get from both teams. This could be anything. This game, honestly, it'd be like it could be one of the worst games that you watch in your life. It could be very poor and not much going on, or it could be like a 3-3. Because both teams have a lot of quality, especially Man United. But it's just who's going to control the game, who's going to take control of the game, which I think United should do. Um, I think United. I think United probably win this 2-1. I think it's going to be it's difficult to predict this game, very difficult, because both teams, you're not sure what you're going to get from them, but I think United should win, especially being at home. So I think they're going to win 2-1.
Okay, yeah, I think Man United have more to play for than Leicester. Being at home as well, they should win that game. Hopefully Leicester get some of their injured players back and they start playing better, but we played them recently and they were really poor in that game, and in general this season they've been really poor compared to how they've been in the previous couple of seasons. So yeah, I think it'll be a 3-1 win for Man United in that one. And then West Ham are playing against Everton.
Yeah, that's going to be another interesting game. West Ham buzzing, the win they had against Sevilla, which was a great win, especially for them, to make such progression in Europe is a big deal for a club like West Ham. So yeah, they'll be fairly confident. Like I said, international break, it does take quite a bit out of players, but they're professional, so they should be all right. Everton, look, Super Frank is there, and I'm scared to look at the scores every week. I'll be honest with you, I'm really scared. When I look at Everton, I think, oh, please don't be losing 2-3-0. And then I saw Palace, absolutely battering them. I thought, oh my god. I just hope that I hope somehow Frank can sort it out, and I hope Everton. Everton's probably my second team while Frank's there now in the Premier League. So I'm hoping that Everton can get out this relegation battle, and I hope they can get a good result. But look, West Ham are at home, you said, aren't they? So being at London Stadium, West Ham should be the ones to take control, and I think West Ham are going to win this. I think, look, West Ham, they'll be confident, they'll be at home, and Everton will be so poor. So I think the game is going to be, I think it's going to be 2-0 West Ham.
Okay, so one last question before we go. Who do you think will get the fourth place?
Like I've said before, I stick to it. I
know you're going to say I know you're going to say you guys are going to be finished third, so that's why I didn't ask you who's going to get in the top four. So yeah, if you do finish,
listen, if you let me just say something here on the record. If Arsenal finish third, there'll be planes flying with red flares. There'll be carnival settings. There'll be craziness going on. Let me just say that. But I don't think that'll happen. I think you guys will get fourth. But I would say Sky Sports are, we talked about this. Sky Sports are really holding out for this North London derby top four clash. They're really holding out for it. And that will be a very, very important game. Whoever wins that game for me gets top four. I don't think United are going to get fourth. I don't think they're good enough. I don't think they're consistent enough. And I see Tottenham and Arsenal as the main two teams to get top four, in my opinion. It could be wrong, but I think it's going to be Arsenal or Tottenham. I'm just leaning to Arsenal. But if Tottenham win this North London derby, whatever it is, I think Tottenham get fourth. So it'll be interesting. That's a big game to see what happens, because I think both teams will win the easier games they have left remaining. But Arsenal and Man United coming up, that's another big game. But for me, it's either Arsenal or Tottenham. I don't see anyone else finishing top four. But I just pip Arsenal just to get top four. They'll be very close.
Okay. I'm hoping we do get top four. I'm hoping we're hearing that Champions League music again here at the Emirates Stadium. And, when I'm watching that Champions League draw, wishing that we were in there. So hopefully that will be the case soon. But yeah, that's all from us. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on once again. And let's see what happens. Look, amazing ending to the season now. One of the most exciting seasons ever. So let's just enjoy it. And, may the best teams, win the trophies and get in that top four. Let's see what happens. Take care, guys.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a great conclusion to the season. Looking forward to it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share.